What's up, everybody? It's KelseeBrianaJai here with a review on a foundation that is very new. This is the Natasha Denona Foundation X. I just recently picked up this foundation from Sephora. It was just released on their website. I was about to say their app because, like, to me, like, nothing else exists besides Sephora's app. Like, Sephora's app gets me in trouble. So I have been wanting to try more products from Natasha Denona because I am such a huge fan of her eyeshadow palettes. Natasha Denona is the proud owner of these babies. These are the 28 eyeshadow palettes and the Star palette. I have several videos on my channel using these palettes. I will have all of them linked down below. So of course, when she came out with a new foundation, I really wanted to see what she brought to her line. So Natasha Denona is somewhat of a higher end brand. Her stuff is sold in Sephora and on Beautylish, and it's sold on her website. And I know initially coming from her website, it was shipped from the Middle East or something like that. So I'm not sure if she's changed that. But now if you want her products, I would advise you to go through either Sephora or Beautylish. So this is the packaging. It is a white box and it says Natasha Denona Foundation X Full Coverage Fruit Complex, and it's just a simple white box. On the back of the box, it does have her ingredients. It says that it's made in Italy, and it says that it's paraben free and it's not tested on animals. So opening up the package, we now have the products, and again, very simplistic. Natasha Denona really likes white for her makeup products. Lori help me, I don't know why, because I always get white stuff dirty. But this is just a plastic top, and this is a frosted glass bottle, and everything is written in white. You can see your color, but the color inside of here is pretty deceptive. The color that comes out in the pump doesn't really look like this color. So just be mindful of that if you're ordering straight off of looking at someone's photos. The color in here is a little bit lighter. This foundation is $45, which is kind of teetering on the scale of higher end. Like most of her other items, they are higher priced, so her foundation is right there in the middle. I would say to be fully considered a luxury high-end foundation, the prices typically start at about $60. This one is a high-end foundation, but I wouldn't put it in the luxury category. This one is called Foundation X, and it does say it is full coverage. I applied it all over my face using two different methods. You guys can see what it looks like when I do the demonstration, but I got the color number 48. This one is medium. This color is described as a medium yellow / orange undertone. And you guys, that scared the bejesus out of me. Like, I'm like, I don't like looking orange. Anytime a foundation says orange or red, I steer clear from it simply because I am very golden. So anything orange or red tends to make me look sunburned. This does not have that effect on me. I barely see the orange in it whatsoever. It's definitely a beige yellow foundation, and the color that I selected is too light for me. I am a MAC NC42, and I definitely made it work. So I had to really bronze up my skin. I put on a deeper setting powder, and I put a lot of contour on my face to make it work and balance out so it's not just like super light. But this by itself is too light for me. But the only thing that concerns me about going one darker, this one is 48 and then the next one is 50. The number 50 is described as a medium - orange undertone, and if you're like me, you're not orange, you're more golden, so you don't want to look red with your foundation. So I would be interested to see live swatches of this foundation. I could not find one on the internet. All I had to go off of was Sephora's descriptions and their pictures on Natasha Denona's Instagram. She had like swatches on different skin tones, but then the way that they were described, it wasn't really helpful for me picking out a colors. When I was doing a little bit of research, I saw Natasha Denona talking back and forth with somebody on Instagram, and some people asked her like what color should they get if they wear a certain color in the Face Glow foundation. I've never tried the Face Glow foundation, so I didn't really have that as a reference to work off of. Whatever color you wear in the Face Glow foundation that she has, that's what she's saying you should get for this foundation. So I, being the person that I am, I had to go look and see if the foundation was similar like across the board. Like, are there the same shades? I found that there are differences amongst the foundation. So the Face Glow foundation also has the same amount. It's 1.01 ounces of products, but that foundation is $42 as opposed to the new one, which is $45. And the Face Glow foundation does not have a shade number 48, which the new Foundation X does have a shade 48. The Face Glow foundation foundation has a shade 65 and Foundation X does not have a shade 65. The Face Glow foundation has a color number 80 and Foundation X does not have a color number 80. And the Face Glow foundation goes to shade 95 and Foundation X stops at 90. So there are key differences to that. I feel like the Face Glow foundation has more colors catered to women of color versus Foundation X, which to me, if I picked out shade number 48 and I wear MAC NC42, so let's go ahead and start with me for women of color, because any lighter than this, I think that a woman who is more fair complected could wear it as opposed to a woman of color. So starting with shade number 48, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors for women of color. So of those colors, the descriptions are as follows. 48 is a yellow orange undertone. 50 is a medium orange undertone. 70 is a medium dark orange undertone. 75 is a yellow olive undertone, and 90 is an orange yellow undertone. So of the 5 colors, 4 of them are saying orange. So if you're a person who is more warm complected, so like if you wear a MAC foundation and you wear NW, this may work better for you than if you wear a MAC foundation and you wear NC. And I think she might use a lot of colors like reds and orange to color correct while you're putting on your foundation. But me personally, I like my foundation to actually match my skin tone, and I would like to color correct with a different product. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a Sephora exclusive. I looked on Beautylicious website and they have pretty much all of her other products with the exception of this foundation. I'm not sure if this will stay a Sephora exclusive or if it will transfer to other websites, but for now, this is the only place where I see online where you can grab this. So this foundation is described as a full coverage foundation, and I don't think that it's a full coverage foundation. I definitely think that it is a medium buildable foundation, and it built up pretty nicely, so it doesn't look cakey in my opinion, but just going straight off is not full. Something that I would consider a full coverage foundation is like MAC Studio Fix Fluid, and to me this one is not on that level. This foundation does feel a little bit heavier on the skin, so it's not going to be one of those very light and airy foundations that you can't even feel on your skin. I can feel it on my skin. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't feel like it's going to break me out or anything like that, but I definitely can feel the makeup on my skin, so it's not super lightweight, which is not always necessarily a hindrance or something to deter you from buying the foundation. It's just something that I wanted to note. But this foundation, to me, it built up to be able to cover up certain areas on my face, but even with the amount of pumps that I used in the demo, like you'll see, I never truly felt that it was full coverage because I could still see like different imperfections on my face. They are also marketing this foundation to the following skin types: sensitive, normal, dry, combination, and oily. But that is a big wide range of people. This foundation to me is a little bit drier. It's marketed as a radiant foundation, but to me it does have a little bit of a satin finish to it because it's not totally matte. But once you apply it, it's very dry and it dries down. So sometimes when you have a foundation, you apply it and it looks wet after a while and you have to set it with powder. This foundation, after a few seconds, is going to lose that foundation wet feel. It's not going to look as emollient and it's going to look like you already set it with the powder. So to me, using this foundation with powder is optional. I personally like to use powder to finish off my makeup and to also give me a little bit more coverage, and I just personally feel like powder gives me the most flawless finish because I am combination, and this right here to me was a little bit too dry on my complexion. Like you can even see on my forehead, like it on camera I feel like it looks really decent, but in real life it looks drier. I'm not really getting the radiance that they're saying that you're supposed to get from this foundation. I wasn't really expecting to look highlighted from it, but to me it's more matte than anything. The description of this foundation says that Foundation X Full Coverage Fruit Complex never looks thick, dry, or cakey on the skin. The full coverage foundation is infused with special ingredients that help balance the T-zone area and absorb excess oils on the skin. It's formulated to support anti-aging, and its purification properties help defend against pollution. So that's really cool, especially for people who live in heavily polluted areas like LA. You really need something that's going to help you go against that. This foundation, to me, it definitely does absorb oils. I can see where this is like an oil absorbing foundation that eliminates shine, because when I put it on, like I typically get shiny in my T-zone area, it mattified it. So those are my thoughts on the foundation. If you guys want to see the demonstration portion of this video, stay tuned. Shake it up. Shake it up. Well, I'm going to start off with 2 pumps. Oh, that's a good amount. And I have my Artiste Oval 7 brush. So I'm going to use this on one side of my face. Oh my god, this is crazy. So it's going on pretty smooth. I like the way it feels with the Artiste brush. Although the color is too light, I'm gonna have to go back and work it, honey, because I really want to do this review for you guys. I mean, once it's on the skin, it doesn't look too bad, but it's definitely too bright for me. On this side, I have some blemishes. The right side is my problematic side. It doesn't really emphasize the texture on my skin, so that's really good. It smooths out really nicely. I haven't used all of this foundation yet, but I used about a pump of it so far, and I was able to get about medium coverage. So I'm gonna keep going on. It looks pretty smooth with the Artiste brush. I like the way it applied. I like the way it's laying on my face. Or is it laying or lying? I like the way it's lying on my face right now. And it's not drying like around these 2 big craters on my face, which is always a plus. On the other side, I'm gonna do 1 more squirt. On the other side, I have a beauty blender, just your traditional black beauty blender. I'm going to apply some of this on this side with the beauty blender and see like which side I like the best. The beauty blender is going to remove a lot of the product, so if I had to build it up with the Artiste brush, then I'm definitely probably gonna have to build it up with this, but it's like a lightweight medium, and that's going against what the description states, which says that this is a full coverage foundation. So here's the side with the beauty blender versus on this side it looks a little bit more flawless, almost like a satin finish. So I prefer the way that the Artiste brush applied the foundation over the beauty blender. So it has dried down and it's almost like a satin finish, and when I press it, it's not really coming up off of my fingers. Like, it's pretty matte. So I'm going to finish off the rest of my face. I'll be back and I'll tell you guys what I think about the rest of my makeup working in conjunction with this foundation. Here's what the foundation looks like after I did some serious contouring and bronzing, and I applied a deeper powder than I normally do to really normalize the color. My concealer, my powders, everything laid beautifully. However, I definitely think this foundation is a little bit drier, so I did need some more hydration than I normally do to make me look more supple, if you will. Everybody's skin probably is going to react to this foundation differently, because I can see this foundation being very polarizing. There are going to be some people who absolutely love the foundation and some people who absolutely hate the foundation. For me, having it on now, it definitely doesn't oxidize. I'll be curious to see what you guys think about this foundation down below. My overall thoughts of it are, it's not bad, but it's not a foundation that I'm going to reach for. I'm not 100% happy with the color selections. I don't really think that there's another color here that would suit me better. I think if I would go to the next one, it would be too warm, as in it would have too much red and orange in it to really work with my complexion, and I would again have to still balance it out. But if we're taking away the color factor, I think the foundation is overall decent. I don't feel like my face is flawless, and then it's not giving me a nice dewy finish like I look for in a foundation either. But I would still like to try some of Natasha Denona's other products in the future. I'm really a big fan of her eyeshadows, but this foundation to me is not my favorite. So thank you guys so much for watching my channel. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe before you leave. That way you can keep seeing videos from your girl. And also make sure you thumbs up this video. I will definitely catch you all very soon in my very next video. Smooches. Bye.